What if I told you that hitting $1 million will not solve your problems, but it will expose the truth about your life? Most people spend years chasing this number, believing it will bring freedom, happiness, and peace. But when you finally get there, everything changes in a way no one warned you about. Your mindset shifts, your fears evolve, your priorities completely transform. And the biggest surprise? The person you have to become to reach 1 million is far more valuable than the money itself. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you will understand not just how everything changes after $1 million, but how to actually get there. You think $1 million will fix everything. That is the belief most people carry. You imagine peace, freedom, and a life where stress disappears. No more worrying about bills. No more checking your bank account every day. No more saying no to things you want. But here's the truth no one talks about. Everything does change after $1 million, just not in the way you expect. Let me explain. There was a time when you were chasing survival. You were working hard, maybe studying, maybe trying different small ideas online. You saw people on social media talking about success, showing cars, showing houses, and it created pressure inside you. You asked yourself, why not me? You tried things. Maybe you failed. Maybe you started something and stopped halfway. Maybe you watched hours of videos, but never took action. That frustration builds slowly. You feel stuck. You feel behind. This is the real problem. It is not that you are lazy. It is that you are overwhelmed and confused. Now imagine you finally break through. You build something. You earn your first $1,000 online, then $10,000. Then slowly, over time, you reach $1 million net worth. This is where everything changes. Before 1 million, money feels like survival. After 1 million, money becomes a tool. Before 1 million, every expense feels heavy. After 1 million, your focus shifts to growth, investments, and freedom. But here is the twist. The emotional pressure does not disappear. It transforms. Now you worry about losing money. You think about how to protect it. You start comparing yourself to people who have 10 million, not 1 million. The goalpost moves. That is the hidden tension. You realize that money alone does not solve everything. It only gives you better options. So the real question becomes, how do you even reach that 1 million in the first place? Let us break it down in a simple, practical way. First, stop chasing random ideas. Most people fail because they jump from one thing to another. Today they try dropshipping. Tomorrow they try crypto. Next week they try freelancing. This lack of focus destroys progress. Pick one path and commit. Here are real ways you can start making money online. 1. Freelancing. If you have a skill, you can earn. Writing, graphic design, video editing, website development, even basic tasks like data entry. Start on platforms like Fiverr or Upwork. At first, your goal is not to earn big money. Your goal is to get your first client. For example, you can offer simple logo design. Even if you earn $5, that is proof. Then you improve. Then you increase your price. Consistency builds income. 2. Content creation. You see YouTube videos every day, but you do not need to show your face. You can create videos about motivation, finance, or stories. Use simple editing. Use stock footage. Use your voice or AI voice. Once your channel grows, you earn from ads, sponsorships, and affiliate links. This takes time, but it builds long-term income. 3. Digital products. Create something once and sell it many times. For example, an ebook about a skill you know, a small online course templates for resumes or social media. You can sell on platforms like Gumroad. This is powerful because it scales. You do not trade time for money every day. 4. Affiliate marketing. You promote products and earn commission. For example, you can recommend tools, apps, or courses. Share your link on social media or a blog. When someone buys, you earn. The key is trust. Recommend only what you believe in. Now here is the most important part. None of these methods work if you quit early. This is where most people lose. They try for 1 week, see no results, and stop. Then they say online money does not work. That is not true. It works for people who stay consistent. So connect us back to $1 million. The difference between someone who reaches 1 million and someone who does not is not intelligence. It is persistence, focus, and patience. One person keeps going after failure. The other stops. One person improves slowly every day. The other keeps restarting. That is the real gap. And once you finally reach that 1 million, you realize something powerful. The money was never the main reward. The discipline, the skills, the mindset you built on the journey. Those are the real assets, because those are the things that can make you money again and again. So do not wait for everything to change after 1 million. Start changing now. Start changing now. Because if you do not, nothing will be different even if money comes into your life. Think about it. If you have no discipline, more money will only increase bad habits. If you do not know how to manage time, more freedom will only create more distractions. If you chase shortcuts, you will lose what you build. That is why the journey matters more than the number. Now let us go deeper into what actually helps you move forward. You need a system. Not motivation. Not random energy. A system. A simple daily routine can change everything. For example, you wake up and spend 1 to 2 hours learning a skill. This could be video editing, copywriting, or social media marketing. Then you spend 2 to 3 hours applying it, reaching out to clients, creating content, building something real. No excuses. No distractions. Most people skip this step. They only consume information. They watch videos but never execute. Execution is where money is made. Now let us talk about a real scenario. Imagine you choose video editing. Day 1, you learn basic cuts and transitions. Day 2, you practice by editing a free video. Day 3, you create a sample portfolio. Then you start messaging small content creators. At first, no one replies. This is where emotional tension builds again. You feel rejected. You start doubting yourself. You think maybe this is not for you. But if you push through this phase, everything changes. One client replies. They give you a small project, maybe $10. It feels small, but it is a breakthrough. Now you have proof. Now you have confidence. Then you repeat the process. More outreach, better skills, higher prices. This is how momentum starts. The same applies to content creation. Your first videos might get 10 views. It feels disappointing. You compare yourself to big creators and feel behind. But what you do not see is their journey. They also started at 0. If you keep posting, improving titles, thumbnails, and storytelling, your content starts getting attention. One video performs better, then another. Then suddenly, you are getting thousands of views. That is how growth works. Slow, then sudden. Now let us connect this back to money again. When you build income online, you are not just earning. You are creating assets. A skill is an asset. A YouTube channel is an asset. A digital product is an asset. These assets can keep generating income even when you are not actively working. That is how people move toward $1 million. Not by working harder every day, but by building smarter systems. Now here is another truth that most people ignore. You need to control your expenses. If you earn more but spend everything, you will never reach 1 million. Even if you make $10,000 a month, it means nothing if you spend $9,000. Start saving. Start investing. You can begin small. Learn about basic investing, index funds, stocks, or even reinvesting into your own online business. The goal is simple. Make money. Keep money. Grow money. Most people only focus on the first step. That is why they stay stuck. Now imagine your future again. You have built skills. You have multiple income streams. You have savings and investments growing slowly. You are no longer desperate. You have options. This is when life starts to feel different. Not because you reached exactly 1 million, but because you built control over your life. And that is the real transformation. So if you feel stuck right now, understand this. You are at the beginning of the journey, not the end. Every skill you learn, every small action you take, every failure you push through, it is building something bigger than you can see today. Keep going, because one day, you will look back and realize that everything started changing the moment you decided not to quit. And when that moment comes, it feels quiet, not dramatic, not loud, not like the movies. You are sitting one day, maybe working, maybe checking your income dashboard, and you realize something has shifted. You are no longer chasing money in panic. Money is coming in because of systems you built weeks, months, or even years ago. That is when you understand the real power of consistency. But there is still another level that most people never reach. Leverage. If you want to go beyond 1 million, you cannot do everything alone. At the start, you are the worker. You learn skills. You do the tasks. You earn active income. But at the next level, you become the builder. You start outsourcing small tasks. You hire someone to edit videos. You pay a designer. You automate repetitive work. Now your time is focused on high-value decisions. This is where income starts growing faster. For example, if you run a content channel, you do not need to edit every video yourself. You focus on ideas, storytelling, and strategy. Someone else handles editing. If you run a freelance service, you can bring in more clients and let a small team handle the work. This is how you scale. But here comes another emotional challenge. Trust. It feels difficult to give control to someone else. You worry about quality. You worry about losing money. This fear is normal. But staying stuck doing everything alone limits your growth. You have to take calculated risks. Start small. Test people. Build a reliable team slowly. Now your system becomes stronger. Money is not coming from just your effort. It is coming from a structure you created. This is how people move, from 1 million to higher levels. But here is something even deeper. Your mindset about money completely changes. Before, you thought in terms of spending. Now, you think in terms of return. Every decision becomes a question. Will this bring value back? Will this grow my income or skills? This shift is powerful. It stops you from wasting time and money on things that do not matter. And then, something surprising happens. You start valuing time more than money. Because you understand you can always make money again, but you cannot get time back. So you become more selective. You choose better opportunities. You avoid distractions. You protect your energy. This is the real upgrade. Now think about where you are right now. Maybe you are still searching. Maybe you are still confused. Maybe you have started but not seen results yet. That is okay. Every successful person you see today was once in that exact position. The difference is simple. They did not stop. They kept learning. They kept trying. They kept improving even when results were slow. You do not need perfect conditions. You do not need a big investment. You need a decision to focus on one path, a decision to work even when you do not feel like it, a decision to stay consistent long enough to see results. Because once things start moving, everything becomes easier. Opportunities increase. Confidence grows. Income follows. And one day, without even realizing it, you cross that level you once thought was impossible. Not because of luck, but because you built it step by step. So do not wait for motivation. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Start now. Build one skill. Create one income stream. Stay consistent. And let your future self prove that everything can change when you refuse to quit. And now everything becomes clear. $1 million was never the real goal. It was the transformation. You learned that money does not come from luck. It comes from skills. You learned that consistency beats talent when talent quits early. You learned that focus creates momentum, and momentum creates income. You learned that building assets is more powerful than chasing quick cash. And most importantly, you learned that the person you become on this journey is worth more than the money itself. Because once you have the discipline, the mindset, and the systems, you can rebuild everything again and again. That is real power. So if you are still at the beginning, feeling stuck or lost, remember this. You are not behind. You are just early in the process. But only if you keep going. Do not switch paths every week. Do not quit after a few failures. Do not doubt yourself when results are slow. Stay focused. Stay consistent. Stay patient. Because one day, your small daily actions will turn into something big. And when that day comes, you will not just have money. You will have freedom. Now it is your move. If this message gave you clarity, make sure to like this video so more people can see it. Subscribe to the channel for more real, practical strategies on making money and building your future. And share this with someone who feels stuck right now, because this might be the message they need to hear today. Start now.